If you don't think I'm right about this, about getting married and having kids, ask yourself, why is the left constantly trying to destroy the basis of marriage? You know, marriage is a natural state. It's in the first chapters of the Bible, right? You know, that is why a man leaves his home. Is it a man leaves his home? Yes, I'm sorry, I'm quoting from memory. And marries his wife, and they become one flesh. That is it's the basic building block of every society. When somebody tells you not to get married, and I believe all the problems, I understand all the problems, you have to solve those by living your life in such a way that they don't happen or they're less likely to happen to you. And by the way, taking a chance on all kinds of things, you take big chances for big things. But if somebody is telling you marriage is over, they're telling you society is over. So they're not thinking 50, 60 years down the line like the left did when they destroyed America. If you don't think I'm right about this, ask yourself why they're always going after the most simple human values. One of the cultural trends I've noticed recently in movies is the attempt to declare fat black women attractive. Now, by the way, black women, I don't know why this is true, but black women are some of the nicest people I meet and some of the most attractive people I meet, actually. And they're always calling me pet names like Boo and Sweetie, which, by the way, is the quickest way to turn me into your love slave. I am a sucker for that. How I've lived a faithful married life, I do not know, because that's it. I'm gone. My heart belongs to you. So this is not an attack on black women of any weight class whatsoever. Here's what this is about. I first noticed this in a genuinely bad Christmas film last Christmas called Spirited. And conservative friends were telling me how great this was. This was garbage. Ebenezer Scrooge turns out to school the spirits on what's right and what's wrong. And you shouldn't be kind and you should curse at people and all that stuff. You know, you got to loosen up, dude. It's that old crap that we get from the left all the time. You know, we're here to teach you. We're going to teach you about things. All those traditions, they don't mean anything. All that old virtue, they're always trying to destroy all the human values. Anyway, in the middle of this, Will Ferrell, talented guy, he falls for Octavia Spencer, a talented actress from The Help and Hidden Figures and other movies I'm never going to see, but she is a talented actress. I have seen her. But she's overweight and she's not very attractive. And I was looking at this and just thinking, why would they make her the love interest? Why not use someone pretty and shapely for the love interest? It seems an easy call. But this is a pattern now that I've seen a lot. I was watching the excellent revival of Justified, great show. It was called City Primeval. The Justified guy is sleeping with another kind of overweight black actress as the love interest. And we all know these sad little attempts to declare that Lizzo is sexy when she's very unappealing. And, you know, there's some comedian who said, if you think Lizzo is so sexy, go tell your girlfriend that she looks like Lizzo and see what happens. Jordan Peterson, remember, was excoriated when he pointed out that this fat model, Yumi Nu, was not beautiful on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover, which she's not. And it's not only black women, but, you know, I think that this is a type that they are going after. Victoria's Secret went from featuring stunningly hot models to putting fat, overweight models in, and they have to actually label the pages with these overweight models very sexy, in case you had a thought of your own, like, that woman's overweight. I'm not going to buy those bra and panties. I don't want to look like that. Now, obviously, I have known guys, there are guys who love overweight women. That's great. Has nothing to do with me. You know, there are guys who fall for this, and there are overweight women who are attractive. However, that is not the human norm. You know, people always point to the painter Peter Paul Rubens, who painted fat women, you know, with lots of cellulite and all this stuff. And there are some extremely ancient statues that are thought to be fertility gods of these very big women, but we don't really know anything about those, so that's hard. But you can look at nude statues and nude paintings going back for 5,000 years, and the sphere of attractiveness, the border lines of attractiveness, who is attractive and who is not, is pretty narrow. There is a human norm of what's attractive, and fat is not in it. It's really for slender women and men. So this is how they get you. Pay attention, because this is the first law. Remember, the first law is they make you angry. Angry makes you stupid. Stupid makes you easy to control. And they beat you because you're being stupid. You know Lizzo's unattractive. They insist that you say she's sexy or you're bigoted in some way. So you get angry because you're being told to lie and you're being shamed for not lying. That is what they're doing. They're shaming you for not lying. They did this with Jordan Peterson. Even the right piled on Jordan for this. He was absolutely right. That woman did not belong on the front cover of a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, which men buy to see pretty girls in short, in small bathing suits. That's why it's there. That's why it exists. That's its purpose. That's its telos. That's its reason. Putting a fat girl on it is not following that telos. So you get angry, again, rightly so, and you start saying mean things about individual fat women. She's fat, she's ugly, fat women are ugly women are fat, all this stuff, because you're pissed off and you want to tell the truth instead of being forced to lie. And now, what happens? You are now a mean little schmuck. You are now insulting people who have an eating disorder. You're insulting people over their looks, which is, I don't think I have to make this argument. That's a nasty thing to do. Nobody would ever do that in real life. You wouldn't do it to your friends. You wouldn't do it to your wife if she was not looking great. You wouldn't say, hey, honey, you're looking ugly, And so now people can discount your opinion. You have lost power because you've gotten angry. So you have to hit back at these lies because these are lies. You have to hit them back with the truth. Because when you tell the truth, you can find deeper truths. When you tell the truths about the way people look, then you can start to find deeper truths about the way people are. Because plenty of beautiful women are not beautiful inside. Plenty of handsome men are not handsome inside. We all know that. We all know that's not the most important thing about anybody. But people are beautiful in stories because their beauty represents inner beauty. Right? That's how a story works. That's how visuals work. Venus in paintings is beautiful because she represents Eros, and Eros is beautiful. Aphrodite is beautiful because she represents wisdom, and wisdom is beautiful. Sleeping Beauty is beautiful because that represents sleeping femininity, the young woman coming into womanhood, the young girl coming into womanhood, and femininity is beautiful even in the ugliest women. In fact, feminine women become a lot more attractive once you get to know them. So once you know that beauty is only skin deep, and let's say you want to tell a story about that, okay? Let me tell you a story, and I will bet this is a classic movie, and I will bet nobody back in the engineering room, many of them are movie fans, except Jonesy maybe, has ever seen this movie or heard of this movie, a movie called Marty. A movie made in 1955. It won the Oscar. It was written by a famous writer, Paddy Chayefsky. He was a horrible human being, but he was an interesting writer, and some of the stuff he did was really good. And I think this was his first film, and it's a beautiful, beautiful film. And it stars Ernest Borgnine. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He went on to have a hit TV comedy when I was a little kid called McHale's Navy, and he's a kind of toad-like looking man, right? Now, all the men who listen to Pearl Davis and think, oh, I'll never get married, and marriage is hard, and women are terrible, and all this, should watch Marty. They should go and watch Marty because it's more relevant than anything you're going to hear online from her or any of these red pill people. Marty is a butcher. He's an ordinary guy. He's not the best guy. He can't find a girl because he's ugly. And he keeps getting treated badly by women because they want to go out with the handsome guy, the rich guy, the guy who's not a butcher. And his mom is always nagging him, go to the dance hall. They had dance halls then, and meet a girl. But he says he's been rejected too many times. Here's the scene with his mom. It's cut one.
You're gonna die without a son.
So I'll die without a son.
Oh, Marty, put on the blue suit, huh?
Blue suit, gray suit. I'm just a fat little man, a fat, ugly man.
You not ugly.
I'm ugly.
Marty.
Ma, leave me alone. Ma, what do you want from me? I'm miserable enough as it is.
That's a very famous line. It comes up later in the movie. I'm a fat, ugly little man. And it's shocking. It's shocking that, that's what we're watching a movie about. We're watching a movie about a fat, ugly little man. But notice the thing that he doesn't say. He doesn't say, I'm not ugly. Fat is not ugly. He tells the truth. Why? Because only with the truth can you get to the deeper truth. Finally, he does go out, his mom insists, and he meets an ugly woman. She's a plain woman. And unlike in our movies when they have a plain woman and they just kind of give some gorgeous actress limp hair, this woman is really not that attractive. And they dance together at the dance hall, and they like each other. And it's just a beautiful movie. As I was watching clips, I was choking up over it. Here's cut two.
All my brothers-in-law, they're always telling me what a good-hearted guy I am. You don't get to be good-hearted by accident. You get kicked around long enough, you get to be a real professor of pain. I know exactly how you feel. And I also want you to know I'm having a very good time with you right now and really enjoying myself. So you see, you're not such a dog as you think you are.
I'm having a very good time, too.
So there you are. So I guess I'm not such a dog as I think I am.
No, you're a very nice guy. I don't know why some girl hasn't grabbed you off long ago.
Well, I don't know either. I think I'm a very nice guy. I also think I'm a pretty smart guy in my own way. Excuse me. You know how I figure two people get married and they're going to live together 40, 50 years, so it's got to be more than whether they're just good looking or not.
Bingo. Bingo. It's got to be more. You know, this is what gets me about all these guys who talk about marriage and the women want a high-value woman, a high-value man, by which they mean rich and successful, and the man only wants a girl with it. And he's saying these people together for 40 or 50 years. Maybe it's about more than that. But notice what he says. And again, this is an Oscar-winning film that nobody talks about anymore. He talks about the fact that suffering has made him kind. That suffering has taught him to be a good-hearted person because he's become a professor of pain. Because he's ugly, because he's fat, because women have mistreated him, has he become an angry guy sitting in his mother's basement watching pornography and listening to Pearl Davis and saying, oh, yeah, it's women. No, he understands that this is part of life. This is a human value, and he didn't get a break. He got a bad break, and it has made him compassionate, wise, and kind, so that when he sees a girl who is also not that attractive, he can see into her. He can see that she is more beautiful than she looks, because stories are only stories. And when you start with the truth, which is that some people are beautiful and some people are not, when you start with the truth, you get to wisdom. You get to suffering and you get to wisdom. People don't like suffering, but that's, it's like everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Everyone wants to become wise, but nobody wants to suffer. It's the same damn thing. When you tell us ugliness is beautiful, you basically make people entitled to feel like you should be attracted to them. I hear this all the time. If you're not attracted to a trans person, you're transphobic. My feeling is, yeah, you can beat that drum till you die. I'm not going to be attracted to that because it's not attractive. It's awful. It's obviously some kind of mental problem. So when you teach people a falsehood, when you teach them that they deserve people's admiration, they deserve to be whistled at, or they deserve to be the models in underwear ads, which are basically made to make people feel they'll look beautiful, you make them feel resentful when that doesn't happen. That's why all these trans people, these make-believe women who are actually men, that's why they're violent and angry, and why they're threatening the people here with death, because they feel they're entitled to lie themselves into another life that they can't, because they will not grasp the truth. So, the truth leads to suffering. It does. Suffering leads to wisdom. Wisdom leads to compassion. And sometimes compassion leads to loving kindness. And then you have a beautiful life, right? Entitlement leads to resentment. You get bitter, you get angry, you end up alone. For more great stuff, like and subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.